Okay, here's this. Daily Wire has this. An OnlyFans content creator was recorded propositioning a fast food employee for sex, but she was turned down after the worker told her he was a Christian man. Bonnie Blue, 25 years old, is a controversial OnlyFans creator. It's a very polite way of putting it. Who targets 18 and 19-year-olds to have sex with her. That apparently, I guess that's her brand. That's what she does. Viewers had mixed reactions when Blue shared the video on a TikTok account. We'll play the video. This is her walking into a Five Guys restaurant and propositioning this guy that's behind the counter. Watch.
I just wondered, I can't see it on the menu, but where do I get the Five Guys from? The Five Guys. I didn't know if there was like a special room where you can take me out back.
No, I don't think that's happening.
What about after your shift? I mean, I'd want to give you, a good rating.
I'm a Christian man and I'm saving myself to marriage.
I'm asking for what's on the menu, that's all.
Genuinely, I feel like I'm doing it right now. I can hand you a menu if you want.
Are you on it?
No, I'm not.
Oh, that's a shame.
So that's a great response from that young man. And this when you watch that, it brings to mind, if you remember, that OnlyFans creator, the OnlyFans prostitute a few weeks ago who had sex with 100 guys in a day, I think was the number. And now she wants to graduate to 1,000 guys in a day or something. Completely revolting and disgusting. And apparently it's not the same person. At first I thought maybe this is the same person because it sounds like the same person, but apparently it's not. And if you remember, the conversation around that person at the time was that she was, and we talked about this on the show, but the conversation around that person was that she was a victim also. She was a victim in all of this. And there were a lot of people, a lot of conservatives even, talking about how they felt sorry for her, because she's a victim too. In fact, we heard the men who participated are more at fault than she is. That was the claim. There was a lot of commentary saying, shame on these men. Shame on these men for exploiting this poor woman who's clearly damaged and had a difficult childhood and all that kind of stuff. Well, this is not the same woman, but they're both British hookers on OnlyFans, different people. Yet I think the point can still be made that these women are not victims, okay? These are not desperate girls who've been trafficked by some street pimp. Now that still exists in the world, obviously. Sex trafficking is a real thing. And so you still have that. But with OnlyFans, there's a new kind of hooker that has emerged. These are, and it's pretty unprecedented. I mean, we know that prostitution is one of the world's oldest professions, but this kind of prostitution is very different because these are perfectly comfortable, financially stable, often upper class women who decide to do this. Not just upper class, but the really successful ones, successful only in a financial sense, become wealthy. These are wealthy women doing this, and they're pimping themselves. So if you want to say that we should put most of the moral blame on the pimp, fine. Well, in the case of OnlyFans models, quote unquote, the pimp is the woman herself. Let's talk about something that affects all of us, responsible, hardworking Americans, and that is taxes. Now that it's the new year and tax season is upon us, are you prepared for what's coming? Do you owe back taxes? Are your tax returns still unfiled? Did you miss the deadline to file for an extension? With the new year beginning and heading into the busy tax season, the IRS may be ramping up enforcement. Let me tell you, they're not playing around. You could face wage garnishments, frozen bank accounts, or even property seizures if you haven't taken action yet. But here's the good news. There's still hope. Tax Network USA has been in this game for years, and they know exactly how to navigate the complex world of tax law. They've helped taxpayers save over $1 billion in tax debt, filed over 10,000 tax returns. That's a billion with a B, by the way. They specialize in helping hardworking Americans like you reduce their tax burdens. Look, I get it. Dealing with the IRS is about as fun as a root canal, but ignoring the problem won't make it go away. So here's what you got to do. For a complimentary consultation, call today at 1-800-958-1000 or visit their website at tnusa.com/Walsh. That's 1-800-958-1000 or visit tnusa.com/Walsh today. Don't let the IRS take advantage of you. Get the help you need with Tax Network USA. Now, you could argue that the pimp is actually the OnlyFans platform, the CEO, the parent company, or whatever, and that's sure. But in that case, then it's like a franchise system. The OnlyFans executives are the top pimps, but these women are like the franchisees. They're like someone who owns a McDonald's franchise or whatever. But they're still pimping themselves out. So do I feel sorry for them? No, I got to be honest. I don't. Call me cruel and callous. Many people have. Maybe I am. But with these kinds of women, the ones on OnlyFans, no, I don't feel sorry for them at all. I don't look at that and say, oh, these poor women, they have difficult lives and they've been reduced to this. No, they deserve the same level of moral condemnation that we give to pimps. And nobody ever says that we should feel sorry for pimps. No one ever says that. Even though, when you think about a young woman on a street corner, the kind of, I guess we would have to call it now, old-fashioned prostitution. And a lot of people would feel sorry for that woman and would say, oh, the pimps are these evil people. And they are evil. But the pimp on the street corner probably lives a pretty miserable life too. Probably had horrible things happen to him. People that live good lives and are just like normal, well-adjusted people, they don't become pimps, just like they don't become prostitutes. Yet nobody ever looks at that guy and says, well, we should really feel sorry. I feel he's a victim too. No one ever says that. Not that they should. I'm not saying that we should. Just like we should not see these women as victims, the OnlyFans women. We should condemn their behavior and shame them for it. That's why this is an important point about how does society respond to this sort of thing. And now it's easy enough to say that and see that with this particular video of this particular woman, because she's like the sexual aggressor. She's the predator in essence, going in and trying to. But all these women, our response should be condemnation of their behavior and shame and shunning. It is a disgusting, shameful, dirty, gross thing to make your living on OnlyFans or to be on it at all, whether you're making a living or not. It is a disgusting, gross thing. It shows a severe moral deficiency on your part. And you are disgusting for doing this. And like that is the level of condemnation that we should have for this behavior. And because if instead we say, well, everyone, we can't judge. Well, when you say that, that's how you end up with prostitution becoming a normal upper class occupation. Okay, that's how you end up with that. That's how you end up with seemingly normal soccer moms who become prostitutes. And they don't even need the money. You end up with that because society has not responded in an appropriate way to this kind of behavior.
If you'd like to see what else I have to say, you can access my full show by going to dailywire.com or by going to the Matt Walsh Show Twitter page. Hope to see you there. Godspeed.